Okay, now I want to get into the next part of the show, which is, it's the holiday season, which means the World Juniors are coming up. It's our favorite time of the year. And this has to be, and I say this with the utmost sincerity, the strangest Canada team I think I've ever seen. Because there are names that didn't even get consideration last year that are on this roster, and none of them are named Owen Beck, which is a little bit surprising. But this team is looking pretty decent. So, and there are quite a few new faces, right? We've obviously seen on the defense Jack Mateer. On the forward core, we've seen Colton Dock, Reed Schaefer, Zach Ostapchuk, and Adam Fantilli, who was not previously on the roster. It's his draft year as well this year. And NHL fans who have been following along with the draft and the upcoming prospects, they know who Adam Fantilli is.
Absolutely. We all know who Adam Fantilli is.
Forward core for this team is solid.
Incredible.
They could have, I'm going to say it, I don't care if I'm being biased. Owen Beck should have been on that team. He should have been on that team because he's the best defensive forward in the CHL right now. Changed my mind. But
I mean, you probably could have replaced maybe somebody like Caden Bankier or.
Yeah, but I mean, exactly. There are a lot of players on this team who I think Beck is better than, but I'm not here to rant about that. We'll talk about that another day. What I do want to talk about is the amount of difference that this team has compared to last year. So obviously we're seeing some returning vets like Shane Wright, Connor Bedard. Is Othman made the team last year, right?
Yeah, I believe he did.
Yeah, so he's returning as well. Ethan Del Mastro is coming back for a second year, right? Ben Gaudreau was a backup last year or a third string last year. He's a starter this year. Thomas Milic, who is the goaltender for the Seattle Thunderbirds, he's on the team this year. There's a lot of really, really good names on this roster that can do some damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want to talk a little bit about the team research. So here's the thing. We've seen Sweden's roster. We've seen Finland's roster. We've seen, well, Russia's obviously not in the tournament. We've seen the U.S.'s roster. There's a lot of potential there for every single team. But if we had to pick a way too early winner today, who do you think would win? And what chances does Canada have at winning this tournament again?
I think Canada's probably got the best chance again. I really do. And you can't bet against Connor Bedard. You just can't.
After seeing what he can do, I agree with you.
He's incredible. He's a once in a lifetime talent. He's the best prospect since Connor McDavid. I mean, you cannot bet against Connor Bedard. He's going to dominate this tournament.
No,
I'm telling you right now. And another player too that we didn't even mention made the team was Shane Wright.
Yeah, I mentioned that a little bit earlier that he's a returning vet.
Exactly. Shane Wright is also going to be on this team.
And I think that's going to be
this team is incredible.
That's going to be a breath of fresh air for him, I'm sure, because he's needed that. He's struggled in Seattle. That's pretty evident. I think they need to send him back because I think another year in junior would do him good. This team is something special. It's a strange team, but it's something very, very special that I am looking forward to.
I will just go through the team really quickly here for the people who haven't seen it. Adam Fantilli, Connor Bedard, Logan Stankoven, Brendan Hoffman, Shane Wright, Josh Waugh, Caden Bankier, Zach Dean, Nathan Gaucher, Reed Schaefer, Zach Ostapchuk, Dylan Genfer, Colton Dock. And then you got this incredible defensive core. Kevin Korchinski, Olin Zellweger, who's also a returning vet. Ethan Del Mastro, Brant Clark, who wasn't even on last year's team, which was kind of baffling to me. But we'll get into that. Nolan Allen, Tyson Hins, Jack Mathieu. That is an incredible team. I didn't see the goaltenders. But
yeah, so it's the goaltenders are Ben Gaudreau and Thomas Milic.
Ben Gaudreau and Thomas Milic. Yes.
That's a pretty good team. I just want to point out that there are like 3 Blackhawks prospect defensemen on this team. Chicago's dominating the team.
Exactly.
Nolan Allen, Ethan Del Mastro, and I think there's one other. I forgot who it was, but that's pretty impressive. I mean, you love to see it. But a lot of these guys are going to be well worth it for Canada. So in terms of the overall result, I'm not going to be biased. I think that this team, this Canada team, good as it may be, I don't think they're going to win it. I think that they are going to come up very, very close. I think they're going to be a second-place finish. But I don't think that they can beat the Swedes.
The Swedes look very good, honestly. They got players like Fabian Liesel, Jonathan Lekkerimäki, who I just love.
Yep.
That guy is incredible.
Exactly. Elias Salamonson, did he make the roster?
I believe he did, but I'll just check.
Just incredible. It's incredible the fact that Sweden's managed to put together a pretty deadly team. Now, I'm not saying that Canada's just going to finish bottom of the barrel, you know what I mean? Because obviously they're not. But I don't think anybody's going to beat the Swedes. I think this is
Salamonson. I just want to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Salamonson did not make the team.
Oh, he didn't make the team.
He did not make the team.
Oh, wow. I know that he got invited, but I guess he didn't make the roster.
I will just go over the roster really quickly. Just listen, guys. Just listen to how good this roster is. Philip Bystedt, Leo Carlson, Jonathan Lekkerimäki, Fabian Liesel, Milton Oscarsson, Liam Ogren, Noah Ostlund, Oscar Pedersen, Simon Robertson, Isaac Rosen, Victor Sternberg, or Sternborg. I don't know how you pronounce it. William Stromgren, Fabian Wagner. Here's your defense. Adam Engstrom, Ludwig Janssen, Hugo Jonassen, Jakob Norin, Kaliot Elias, the other Elias Patterson, Axel Sandin Palika, Victor Sjöholm, and your goaltenders, your free goaltenders, Ian Blomqvist, Marcus Brandman, and Carl Lindbaum.
That's a pretty solid team. I mean, defensively, they could be better, but that forward core is deadly.
Deadly.
And you got Leo Carlson on that first line, who is the top Swedish forward available in this draft. Come on.
I probably think your first line would probably, well, I mean, I'm just speculating here. First line would probably be Ogren, Carlson, Lekkerimäki. That'd probably be your top line right there.
Oh, exactly. And this is, oh my God. Like, that's scary thinking about it. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to playing Sweden in the tournament.
Can you imagine if Russia was in this tournament?
Oh, boy. Yeah. I don't even want to think about that. Michkov.
Oh, my goodness. Even for Belarus. Artem Levshinov.
That's right.
Defenseman who's eligible for 2024. Who's projected to go top 3, I think. Corey Pronman had him at number 2 or something like that. But yeah, just imagine if those teams were in it. But of course, we're not going to get into why they're not in there because everybody knows why they're not in there.
Oh, exactly. And I mean, I think that Finland's roster is pretty good too. You see that Switzerland's in it, and Alessio Bellieri is going to be just lights out in goal. You can tell that he's definitely gonna have a really good tournament. But
he's gonna have a good showing. He carried them in that. What tournament was it that he?
It was the U18s.
The U18s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the U18s. Yep.
Yeah, he played absolutely incredible in that tournament.
And you know what?
Oh, my.
There's a few really good players on Germany's roster too that are like sneaky good.
Yeah.
Nikita Kwap's on there. Florian Bugel is returning as a goaltender. Right? Ryan Del Monte, who you know from the London Knights, he's coming back. Like there's so many. Luka Munzenberger on the defense.
Luka Munzenberger, yeah, that's the guy I was saying that was really good for Team Germany.
And there's one here as well. He's he's one guy who has got a lot of attention, and rightfully so. He's a really, really good player, Josh Szymanski.
Yeah. But another player that I want to say, too, that has gotten a lot of... Oh, wait, he's not even on this roster. Oh. Szymanski is not actually on this roster.
You know what? No, I was, you know what? I was looking at the last year's roster. My apologies.
You were looking at the last year's roster. So, I mean, Ryan Bedahar, Luka Munzenberger is not there, so he must have been an overager. But Ryan Del Monte is there.
Yes, I was.
Another player who was making their World Junior debut, and he played really good in the U18s for Team Germany. I am really excited to see this guy because he was listed as a first-round pick last year. Julian Lutz.
And yeah, no, I am actually really, really excited to see Julian Lutz. And a lot of people are they're underestimating the Germans too. Now, am I going to say that they could potentially be a bronze medal team?
Honestly, they really could. And this player, I'm surprised didn't make the team because I believe Sam Constantino had him in the first round in 2023. Kevin Bicker.
Yes.
I'm really surprised he wasn't there.
I think that this one is just one you got to watch out for. Finland's roster. Never, ever, 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 ever underestimate the fantastic Finns.
No,
these guys, I think, have one of the best rosters in the tournament. I would say top 3 easily.
Yeah, you've got Nicholas Kakko in goal. You've got Aaron Kivaharju making his debut.
Which, by the way, he's a 16-year-old.
He is a 16-year-old. I think he's the youngest player in the tournament, I believe.
Yeah, and he's
2006 born.
Projected.
He's
first overall pick
for next year's draft.
Projected first overall pick for the 2024 draft.
There's a lot of players that have been passing him in my books, but we'll get to that maybe.
We're gonna get to that probably the next episode, but I think that this one, regardless, Finland's roster is just absolutely deadly.
Yeah, you see like all the NHL prospects on here that have gotten drafted or under rights. Nicholas Kakko, Aku Koskavuo, that's a good goaltending duo. Alexei Haimosalmi, Aaron Kivaharju, Alexei Malinin, Otto Salin, Topias Violin. Their forwards look really good too. Mikko Huhtinen, Oliver Kapanen, Alexei Terikaskimaki, Joaquin Kamel, Ville Koivunen, Brad Lambert, Yanni Nyman, Topi Roni, and Kalle Väisänen. But a player that I'm really surprised didn't make this team.
I was just going to say Kasper Halttunen is not on that roster.
Halttunen is not on the roster.
Now, this is a bit of a shock because initially when I saw the roster, I'm just like, wait a minute. Halttunen's not here. Did he not get invited? I don't know if it was because of injury or if they just didn't invite him, but that's
what I was thinking.
I don't understand.
You would have to think he would have made the team, right?
Oh, 100%. I think if he wasn't healthy, that's one thing. But if they just flat out didn't invite him, that's crazy. That is just crazy.
I'm actually going to check this out to see like what happened.
Because that's the only logical thing is that he's injured, right? But Kasper Halttunen would have been a huge, huge addition for Finland. But again, they've got one of the top rosters in the tournament.
Yeah, they definitely do. Absolutely.
And regardless, I think that they are another dark horse to win the whole thing.
Yeah, so there's nothing here that said he was injured, but I see something here from October 26th. Said that he was day-to-day for an upper body injury. So maybe it became like a monthly thing. I have no clue, but
I don't know. And I mean, that's wow. I'm still just stunned that he didn't make the team.
Oh yeah,
super surprising.
Absolutely.
But regardless, we're gonna see who's gonna make the team and who's not. I'm really excited to see that opening game on Boxing Day because that's always exciting. And so every time around Christmas, right? Around the holiday season, Boxing Day is the day because the World Juniors open up. And that's when I don't care what I'm doing that day. If we have a family function to go out to, I am not going. I am sitting on the couch and I'm watching the Canada game because I love this team.
And to think, the tournament was supposed to be in Russia this year, wasn't it?
Yep, and it got moved to Halifax and Moncton.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just such a shame what's going on right now in Russia and Ukraine, and it's and the fact that I feel bad. I know this is off topic, but I feel really bad for the Russian players. Like you can't give them death threats. You can't do all this stuff because
yeah, and I mean
it's out of their control.
Not to get too political or anything here because I hate talking about that, but I don't think it's fair to ban the Russian players. You know what I mean? Like the people.
Absolutely, I don't think it's fair.
The people who support the war and whatnot, that makes sense. But I mean, the players, what did they do?
Like, they don't deserve to. I'm sorry, but listen, I know what they're doing is wrong, but they don't deserve to be kicked out of the tournament or something stupid like that. I think it's honestly stupid.
It's unfortunate. That's the first word that comes to mind.
It is. But no, I get it. I completely get it, though.
They'll be back in the tournament before you know it. I think it's next year that their ban is coming up.
Next year, I think next year or the year after. It's something like that.
No, exactly. And it's going to be interesting to say the very least. But if you had to pick a winner today out of, gold, silver, and bronze, who are you giving the gold? Who's going to win silver? Who's winning bronze?
Well, I don't know the groups. So
yeah, I can tell you the groups. I have the group.
Yeah, because that would really determine like who plays who in.
Yeah, so Group A is Canada, Sweden, Czech Republic, Germany, and Austria.
Mm-hmm.
And then Group B is USA, Finland, Switzerland, Slovakia, and Latvia.
Okay, well. Okay, so Sweden and Canada would not be facing each other in the gold medal game.
No, but they would probably face each other in the semifinals or the quarters, whatever they made it to.
Yeah, that's like the determining factor, right? So I'm gonna say, and I know I'm gonna say Sweden wins the bronze. And I know I just have a lot of faith in the Canada team, like just Connor Bedard, Adam Fantilli, and all those guys. I feel like Connor Bedard's just gonna carry that team. I really do, because he's Connor Bedard, and he single-handedly carries the Regina Pats.
Oh, 100%.
And nobody can even sit here, and nobody can tell me otherwise.
Nobody can touch him either. Like he's he's flat out just his own player.
He is. He's comparable to nobody. He's his own player.
Yeah. So you say Sweden for the bronze.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I think we're gonna get a Finland-Canada gold medal game.
Ooh, okay.
And I think it's going to be Canada winning the gold and Finland getting the silver.
Okay.
That's what I personally think. But.
So you got Sweden getting the bronze, Finland getting the silver, Canada winning it all. Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid prediction. I'm going to go, just because the Swedes have just a team that's too solid, I'm going to go USA wins the bronze. I'm going to go Finland wins the silver. And I'm going to go Canada wins gold.
Wow, so you switched it up.
Because you know what? I had some time to really digest it again. And yes, Sweden is the best roster in the tournament, but I had something just now that was just like, you know what? a team like that, and I want to look back at the USA in 2010. Had a solid roster. What ended up happening?
Yeah. They lost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As solid as the roster is, you can't count out the underdogs. And I think that Finland is that. The U.S. has an unbelievable roster, but again, they're not winning it. I'm going to be flat out honest. They're not going to win it. So I'm going to go USA, Finland, Canada.
All right. And I just want to mention that USA team had some pretty good players too.
That's right, yeah.
Jack Campbell was their goalie. John Carlson,
Yep.
Cam Fowler, Jake Gardner. Oh boy,
That's right, yeah.
That's every Leafs fan's worst nightmare right there.
Oh, man.
Tyler Johnson, Chris Kreider, Kyle Palmieri, Jordan Schrader, who was actually a really good prospect back then, Derek Stepan, and Jason Zucker. I think they no. Did they win it in 2011 or did they win it in 20? No, they won it in 2010.
I was thinking, no, you know what? I was thinking of 2011. My bad, because that was the big Eberle goal. Was 2011, wasn't it?
No, it was 2009.
I'm getting them.
The big Eberle goal was 2009 when they faced Russia. That was 2009.
That's right. Yeah.
That was when they won gold.
It was.
And then the very next year. Now listen. Here's what happened. Here's where you're getting it wrong. So Eberle scored the big goal in 2009 against Russia, and that's when they won gold. 2010 was when John Carlson scored his overtime winner against Canada in the gold medal game.
That's right.
And then 2011 was when they choked against Russia.
Yes, so I was thinking of the 2009 USA roster.
Yeah.
Because they were a really good team, and they had a lot of the same names that were on the 2010 roster that won it, and they just couldn't get it done. So I think that Sweden's similar to the 2009, not the 2010, 2009 USA team.
They had Jimmy Hayes on that team.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. But
Rest in
I don't know.
peace.
This is going to be an interesting World Juniors, and I'm looking forward to it. So we'll see who wins it, but I think that this is going to be really, really entertaining.
All I got to say is, let's go, Connor Bedard.
Go, Canada, go. You know it.